What's up, everybody? I am back with another video. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I'm still a little on the sick side. I'm feeling a lot better, but my voice is going in and out, so I apologize for that. But I had to make this video because this is a public service announcement. As you see on your screen here, Windows 10 will reach end of support on October 14, 2025. That means it's going to be on that date. It's going to be end of life, and basically what that means is once the operating system is rendered end of life, it will no longer receive important updates and security patches. Using your computer end of life without getting those security patches is a no-no. You are essentially a sitting duck, particularly for people like me that have my type of hacking skill set, because that is just like taking candy from a baby. It gets much easier when the operating system isn't supported anymore and there's no updated security patches. Now, here's what this means. Those of you who bought a computer with Windows 10 pre-installed, you should be able to upgrade to Windows 11 for free. If you type in your search bar and you type in Windows Update, you should see some kind of message that's prompting you to do an update to Windows 11. So you're gonna probably have the specs that you need already for that. However, one thing is that your computer will need to have a microchip called the Trusted Platform Module 2.0, or aka the TPM 2.0 chip. Most modern computers do have it. However, some of the more inexpensive computers, as a way of cutting costs to keep the computer less expensive, they don't include that TPM 2.0 chip. So just be mindful of that. Other than that, you should have the specs. Now, those of you who have a computer that originally was packaged with Windows 7, but then you upgraded it to Windows 10, chances are your computer will not have the specs to run Windows 11. Because the specs to run Windows 11 are more than Windows 10. And I'm going to show you those specs right now. So basically, you need a 1 gigahertz or faster CPU, and it has to have 2 or more cores. You need 4 gigabytes of RAM, at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, and then you have to have 64 gigabytes of available storage on your hard drive, and then along with the TPM 2.0 chip requirement as well. So those are the 4 main requirements. There's some other minor requirements, but those 4 I just mentioned are the 4 major ones. So there's actually an app you can download, and I'll post a link to it in the description. It's called the PC Health Check. It's a Microsoft app, but if you install it, it will check to see if your computer does have specs and is compatible to run Windows 11. And once again, I'll put that in the description of this video. But back to y'all who had Windows 7 computers. It's still depending on what model computer you have. As the more expensive computers from back in the day can still hold up and may have the minimum specs to run Windows 11, but honestly, the majority of you will probably have to purchase a new computer in this situation. Now, I would say I just covered the minimum specs, but in my opinion, because that's just the minimum. In my opinion, in order for a computer to run Windows 11 smoothly and for it to be fast, I say you need at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. You'll need a 2 gigahertz or faster 64-bit CPU. And I will tell you, all CPUs are 64-bit these days. I can't even remember the last time I've seen a 32-bit CPU. They really aren't. They don't exist anymore. Or I would say they still exist, but they're not prevalent at all. So yeah, and then Lastly, 80 gigabytes of available storage on your hard drive, because just like with Windows 10, you're going to get subsequent updates down the line. So you want to have space for that as well. So I say 80 gigabytes. Speaking of hard drive, you should be using a solid state drive by now instead of those old school mechanical drives. In my opinion, no computer should be running an old school mechanical drive now, because SSDs or solid state drives are not expensive anymore. At one point they used to be, but they're not really that expensive anymore. You can pick up an SSD for a fairly decent price. Lastly, I will say, at your own risk, you can find a tech that can bypass that TPM 2.0 chip requirement with a modded version of Windows 11, or you can try to do that for yourself. I'm not advising you to do that. I'm just saying that's a possibility, but that is at your own risk, because as with any software, you run the risk of any kind of modded, altered, bootleg, pirated software. You run the risk of possibly having a malware or a backdoor exploit embedded inside that software. So keep that in mind. I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just letting you know it's out there. So you have to keep that in the back of your mind, because that's at your own risk. So you got to evaluate risk versus reward in that situation. But anyway, I just want to put out a quick video letting everybody know what's going on here. Those of you that are going to be in a situation where you'll have to buy another computer, you have slightly less than 2.5 years to do so. So you have plenty of time, but it's good to get the message out now, so people won't get caught with their pants down at the last moment. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now. Once again, I apologize for my voice. I had the flu been battling the flu all week. Had to miss work and everything, but I'm better. I'm just, my voice is just still kind of messed up. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking now and go ahead and end this video. I hope y'all have a good weekend, and I'll see you for the next video.